Today we left Carlsbad, New Mexico. It was pretty warm. I'd say it was supposed to be about a high of 70 today. We were at about 3,000 feet elevation. And we have been climbing up ever since. And we are in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. We have got snow on the ground. It's about 40 degrees outside. It is gorgeous. And we're about to start heading back down. 6% grade. It's been a gradual climb, but I think it's going to be down pretty fast as we head toward White Sands, New Mexico. White Sands National Monument. It may look like snow, but it's not. We're at White Sands National Monument, and all around us, for miles in every direction, are sand dunes made of white gypsum. It's the largest gypsum dune field in the world, here in New Mexico. The sun is hot, the air is cool, and we thought this would be a good place for a picnic. The sand feels like sugar. I hope this comes through in the video, but you notice that the sand is a little darker here. The water table is just below the sand, a foot, maybe less. And so the dunes up here, they move. But when the Park Service creates a road down here, they just dig down to the water level, or just above it, where the sand is glued together by the water, and it provides a secure place. And that's actually what holds the sand here in the park. The water is right here. And that's how the wildlife lives here too. You don't see much, but this place actually has a lot of different living things. And they are able to do that because there is actually, compared to most desert areas, a lot of water here. It's just below the surface.
I found more trash and a quarter.
Whoa.
Woo!
All right, let's deal with it.
There we go, except the quarter.
If you've been watching our videos for long, you know that we like to stay at Harvest Host. And we are at a Harvest Host location tonight in New Mexico. It is the St. Clair Winery. And I'm going to put the address and the website down below because anything other than that I can't remember right now. But it's interesting, we ran into some other YouTubers here, downtheroadwego.com. And this is a beautiful, beautiful site. And as always, one of the beauties of Harvest Host is we stay here free, and it turns out they've got a nice restaurant and winery. And so I think we're gonna take the dogs for a walk and go inside. Just as we entered Arizona, we came to this rest stop to see these mountains in bloom with these beautiful yellow and orange flowers. You don't often get to see the desert looking like this. I'm standing outside of the Titan Missile Museum. This is an actual site where Titan missiles were housed and ready to be launched in the case of a nuclear war. We're going to go inside and take a look around, and I'm told that we're going to actually see a decommissioned Titan missile inside of the silo. I'd usually say welcome to Miles and Smiles, but this just doesn't seem the right time for that. But let's see what it was like in the Cold War and what it means that the Cold War is over.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Titan Missile Museum. How's everybody today? Good. My name is Johnny Lake. I'll be your docent today. I was a former crew member stationed at this site from 1970 to 74.
So Kathy, we just came out of the Titan Missile Museum and you had kind of a unique experience down in there. Tell us about it.
Yes, I got to be the commander-in-chief. Sat at the main panel board, had a key in front of me that I could turn in the event that we needed to launch the Titan II missile. There's a backup key, and unlike we've been commonly told, it is 2 keys, not 2 buttons. Very interesting, but very scary at the same time that could actually have happened.
Okay, so the first thing that happens to get launch enabled, then we get batteries activated. 2 28-volt batteries are being activated on the missile. You get APS power. That's the door that's open over the missile. It just penetrated that tipsy zone. Then we get guidance go. And then at this point, our butterfly lock valve's got to open up, allow our fuels to congeal, or what we call hypergolic action, blow up on contact with each other. When they do that, we get a fire in the launch duct right here, and some other fires. And then what do you got right here?
Liftoff.
Yeah. 58 seconds from the time we turn those keys. That Titan II is on its way to target 2. You don't want to be near target 2. It'll be totally vaporized. It'll happen with it. That missile will reach its target within 30 to 35 minutes.
What did it feel like to, even just in fooling around, pretend, but what did it feel like to turn the key?
Well, I used to work for a magazine that one of our focuses was on nuclear weapons and how many minutes until midnight. And sitting there, it felt like it was really, really close. Very scary. And thank God we never had to use it.
We're in Tucson, Arizona at the Visitor Center at the University of Arizona, and they've got some great information, and we're looking forward to some fun things to do while we're in Tucson, Arizona. One of the nice things about Tucson is that they're working really hard to make it a good walking city. So we're on what's called the Turquoise Trail, and you can tell you're on the Turquoise Trail because they've got turquoise line painted right down the sidewalk. Just follow along.
Coffee cafe, and I can even smell it. It smells good.
I want you to know that Kathy is not stealing this lemon.
Nope,
She was given permission
right?
to pick it, a Mexican lemon.
Ta-da!
When I was in college, a freshman in college, I took a class on desert ecology where we traveled from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania here to Arizona. One of my best memories of it was that I had made a really, really bad pot of coffee for our campsite, and it turned out that I didn't even know it was bad because I didn't drink coffee. So our professor said, you've got to learn to drink coffee, and they all brought me here to this TTT Truck stop where I had my first cup of coffee, but what I remember the most was deep dish apple pie. So I hope it's as good now as I remember it. We'll find out once we get inside. You can tell this diner has been in business for a long time when you look at the tables. Yeah, that is completely worn off. That is a good sign. Here comes the menu. TTT's world famous deep dish hot apple pie.
Right.
that's as good as I remember. No trip to Tucson is complete without a visit to the Saguaro National Park. If you want to learn more about it, you can also go to the Desert Museum just a few miles away, which has magnificent exhibits and animals and plants and birds, explaining how they survive together and how they are related to and dependent upon each other in the desert.